From kicking a cameraman where no man ever wants to be kicked, to running all the way to Las Vegas, here are times when Dennis Rodman was the loosest unit on earth.
Dennis Rodman's the best on-ball defender I've ever seen in 30 years. The problem was that he wasn't always motivated to play.
Hold on to your hats, folks, because I'm about to dive into the wild and wacky world of basketball bad boy, Dennis Rodman. This larger-than-life athlete is known for his outrageous antics both on and off the court. In 1996, Rodman's fiery temper got the best of him when he headbutted an NBA referee in a fit of rage. But he didn't stop there. Oh no, he went on to have a full-blown bust-up with some innocent trash cans, because apparently they were just begging for a piece of him. But the madness didn't end there. In another shocking display of aggression, Rodman took his anger out on an unsuspecting NBA mascot. That's right, the San Antonio Spurs Coyote found himself on the receiving end of a headbutt from the man himself. Talk about a rough day at the office, huh? And if you thought that was bad, just wait until you hear about the time Rodman kicked a cameraman so hard in the groin that he ended up in the hospital. Yikes. The poor guy never saw it coming, but he certainly felt it. Rodman's outburst earned him an 11-game unpaid suspension. Say what you will about Dennis Rodman, but you can't deny that the man knows how to make headlines. Whether he's headbutting referees, taking on mascots, or assaulting innocent cameramen, he always manages to keep things interesting. This NBA legend wasn't just known for his headbutting, though. He was also a style icon in his own right. In fact, his dedication to fashion was so extreme that he once showed up to the grand opening of a basketball stadium 30 minutes late, all because he was bleaching his hair to perfection. That's right, folks. Rodman was more concerned with the color of his locks than with doing drills for the media. Talk about priorities. But here's the kicker. Even though he was late, he still managed to steal the show. The crowd went wild for Rodman's impeccable fashion sense and daring hairdo. It just goes to show that when you're as stylish as Rodman, you can get away with pretty much anything. Not only was Dennis Rodman a basketball superstar, he was also a true trendsetter who wasn't afraid to take risks when it came to his appearance. Whether he was bleaching his hair or strutting his stuff on the court, he always managed to turn heads and leave a lasting impression. Fashion may be fickle, but Dennis Rodman's style will always be iconic. Hold up, I'm not done delving into whatever bizarre world this former NBA legend lives in, because here's a shocker. Rodman's quite a diplomat. The former NBA star is actually an unofficial ambassador to North Korea. And get this, he visits the notoriously secluded country more often than anyone else. Now, you all know that North Korea isn't exactly a prime vacation spot for the average person, but Rodman seems to be quite welcome there, thanks to his love of basketball. That's right, folks. The man who once headbutted a referee is now helping to train North Korean basketball players. Who would have thought? But it's not all fun and games for Rodman in North Korea. He takes his duties seriously and even got involved in a high-profile incident involving a prisoner. Shocking, right? Hearing about the man who used to kick cameramen in the groin fighting for justice in one of the world's most repressive regimes. Who saw that coming? Love him or hate him, you can't deny that Dennis Rodman is one of the most fascinating characters out there, and he just so happens to possess quite a few talents. Get ready to rock, folks, because it's time to dive into the wild world of Dennis Rodman's musical talents. I'm not kidding, the worm knows how to jam. In 1998, Rodman took to the stage with none other than Pearl Jam. And if that's not shocking enough, get this, he did it shirtless and shoeless. Looks like the worm doesn't need shoes or shirts to rock. But it doesn't stop there. Rodman is actually good pals with Eddie, the lead singer of Pearl Jam, and he's even credited the band's song Black with helping him get through tough times. So, can you believe that Rodman found solace in the lyrics of a song? You have to admit that Dennis Rodman is a true Renaissance man. He can ball on the court, rock on stage, and even hold his own in the political arena. Who knows what he'll do next? One thing's for sure though, it'll be shocking, exciting, and unforgettable. Speaking of unforgettable, let me just talk about his weird way of doing book promotions. Okay, it sounds pretty outrageous that Rodman possesses the skills to be called an author, but that's not the amusing part, people. Let me just say that he knows how to promote his books in style. That should be clue enough for you. For his first autobiography, Rodman decided to rock a wedding dress. That's right, folks, the basketball legend strutted his stuff in a full-blown bridal gown, complete with veil and bouquet. Whether he was making a statement or just trying to grab attention, you may never know, but one thing's for sure, he definitely turned heads. But wait, it gets even weirder. For his second autobiography, Rodman decided to spend some time inside a coffin. This is the same man who once took on the NBA mascots, visited North Korea, and decided to climb into a box and stay there. Whether he was trying to send a message or just seeking some peace and quiet, who knows? At least he got people talking. Dennis Rodman, the basketball superstar, the rock star, the diplomat, and the author.
And what Dennis brought was exactly what we needed. Somebody who gave us that edge on the front line.
Who is the man coming down your block? With the funky hard hair.
You can't deny that he knows how to make a splash. So, what could be the next shocking thing? Well, it's time to bring out the good old legal troubles. I'm about to dive into the murky world of Dennis Rodman's legal troubles. While many sports stars find themselves in hot water with the law at some point in their careers, Rodman takes it to a whole new level. This basketball icon has had more legal issues than most people can count. From DUIs to assault charges to serious allegations of impropriety, Rodman seems to have a knack for finding himself on the wrong side of the law. But that's not all. Rodman's battles with alcohol have also been quite public thanks to his appearances on reality television. And it seems that this addiction has played a role in many of his legal troubles. So what kind of trouble has Rodman found himself in? Well, let me just say that the list is long and shocking. He's settled multiple claims of serious impropriety, including accusations of sexual assault and domestic violence. He's been arrested for DUIs and has faced assault charges for incidents both on and off the court. Whether it's his battles with addiction or his alleged impropriety, this basketball icon has had more than his fair share of run-ins with the law. He's certainly kept the legal system busy over the years. While that took a dark turn, it's time to talk about some of Rodman's odd running habits. When it comes to taking a break from the game, some athletes might opt for a quiet weekend away, perhaps a relaxing vacation somewhere tropical, but not Dennis Rodman. No, when given just 48 hours off from the Bulls, he decided to run a mile, all the way to Las Vegas, baby. With his then-girlfriend Carmen Electra in tow, Rodman hit Sin City hard, partying like it was the end of the world. But as the days wore on, Michael Jordan had had enough. The basketball legend turned into a full-on detective, tracking down his wayward teammate and physically dragging him out of bed. It seems like nothing could stop this wild child from living life on the edge. Not even the greatest basketball player of all time.
To go get his ass out of bed. And I'm not going to say what's in his bed and where he was and blah, blah, blah.
There's a knock on the door. It's Michael Jordan. And I hid. Come on, we gotta get to practice.
And that's a wrap on all the times Rodman's behaved like a loose unit.